This thing honestly just makes my day. What better way to show a little appreciation for this fine Prelude than putting in a little work on it today. If you guys haven't been caught up on my videos, I've been hard at work turning this interior from blue over to black. It feels like long ago, but did the headliner in Suede, and I've been painting with a duplicolor paint all of these trim pieces and stuff to black, so you can see like here's some of the work we've done so far. Obviously a lot of blue still left to cover. Today what I would like to do is actually work on getting the B pillars, A pillars, and C pillars in this thing wrapped in that same suede as the headliner. I bought a lot of extra fabric, and I even have a little bit of that headliner foam to put in there to give those pillars a little bit more of that plush feel. So with that being said, let's jump over to some time-lapse little cinematic type stuff, and I'll go ahead and get these pieces taken out so we can start on the fabric and get this Prelude mod done for the day. There are screws that hold in this pillar behind this pillar here, which is kind of difficult to kind of show you guys, but I saw there's a Phillips head right there, and I'm thinking there's one holding it on back there. So unfortunately, taking these out might be a little bit more time consuming than I thought. I'm gonna start to figure out how to dissect this pillar out of here somehow, and I'm thinking I'm probably gonna have to take this panel off 100%, which means I'm gonna have to take the seat out 100%, which is a lot of work, but all for the better. Okay, it's been a little bit. As you can tell, the back seat is actually gone. The whole thing is sitting out in the driveway right now, and it's actually pretty nasty in here. We got some old cigarette butt, some paperwork, but good thing is there's really no rust. That's what I was happy to see, is there's really no rust underneath the rear seats. More importantly, we were able to access these Phillips heads that we can get this off. So obviously you have one there, you have one there, and I'm sure, yep, you have one right back there. And after we take those three out, this whole pillar should come right out, and we can get to work on wrapping this. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Got it. The first pillar is out, and we can go ahead. I think I'm just gonna do this piece by piece, just in case it takes a lot longer than I anticipate. That way I don't have like the entire inside of the Prelude just taken apart all the time. So I think I'm gonna start with this piece, see how it comes out, and maybe today we'll get a few more of the pillars done. First step in the process is complete. I've wiped down this entire panel with some degreaser, followed by some acetone, so it should be clean and free of any wax. I've cut out my piece of foam to size, so next what we're gonna do is hit the face of the panel with this 3M Super 77 adhesive, and we're also gonna hit the back side of the foam that we're gonna be sticking down onto this with the same stuff, and we're gonna let it tack up for about 2 or 3 minutes. And once it's really tacky, we'll lay it down onto the panel and start rubbing in all the seams, all the corners, and making sure it's gonna stick very nice for years to come. Here's the panel with all of the headliner foam on. I think it came out pretty good. I was a little worried with some of these more deep in-depth corners that it wasn't gonna stick as well, so I did use a little extra adhesive in spots like that, but overall, I think it came out really good. I did actually take off this panel as I showed you guys before, and I think what I'm gonna do, because I have enough spray paint left, is get this spray painted over to black. Just while I'm kind of waiting for the glue and whatnot to dry on this panel, I'll try and tackle 2 things at once, so we're getting there, guys, slowly but surely. Quick update, guys. I've tried putting on that piece of suede that I had cut out, and unfortunately I cut it a little bit short on one of the corners, so I'm kind of drawn back on the one piece idea because this has just so many edges and corners and stuff, and the suede isn't as like pliable as this foam is. What I think I'm gonna do is actually do it in 2 pieces. I'm gonna basically put a seam probably right somewhere along this line here, but I wanna make sure that I put this piece on first and then this piece, so that way the seam is up here. It won't be nearly as visible as if I did it in the reverse. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. The suede thing's just not gonna work out on the pillars. This is my second attempt, and just, you know, unfortunately these corners, these hard edges, I've basically trimmed away as much of the fabric as I can, making relief cuts, but these corners and such are just too much for this fabric, and I don't really want to make these pieces happen in like a million different overlays. So I think I'm just gonna actually call it quits on this, which is something I don't do often on this channel. And to be honest, I'm not stoked about it, but you know what? May as well just keep rolling with the paint because I've had really good luck with it so far. It's coming out awesome. And it would definitely be a lot easier than doing this. So I think what I'm gonna do is backtrack on that. Unfortunately, we'll just be using paint, but I shouldn't even say unfortunately, because it's still gonna look awesome. It's not like the OEM ones had suede pillars anyways. That was just something I was trying to accomplish. Thought it'd be a unique little touch to the car, but it's a little bit outside of my skill set, a little bit outside of the amount of work that I really wanna dedicate to it right now. So what I'll do is actually peel off that stuff, sand it back down, get it ready for paint and whatnot. Yeah, guys, sorry to be kind of a disappointment on that. I guess lesson learned. Sometimes it just doesn't work out even when you want it to, and hope you guys can still appreciate it, and I don't know, give me a thumbs up for the effort, I guess. Back to the old paint booth, and this is with 3 coats of the adhesion promoter and 1 coat of paint. I've just done 1 light coat so far, that's why it still looks blue, and I'll probably end up doing about 5 or 6 coats on this piece. And I guess, I don't know if I should in this video start taking apart all that stuff that I just did and maybe try and get it ready for paint, or I'm thinking now, because I'm not going to be as time consumed with wrapping that with suede, maybe I will actually just leave a lot of the interior taken apart as I've taken it apart already today. Leave the back seat out and all that stuff. That way I can just easily get all those pieces of plastic out and get them ready for paint. Unfortunately, I only have, I think, 1 more can of color and 1 more can of adhesion. I lied. I'm on my last can of color and I have an extra can of adhesion promoter. So maybe not today, but we're gonna keep plugging away on this and get this piece painted and get that piece that we put headliner on cleaned up again and ready for paint. Back at it, day 2. I'll show you guys how everything dried out overnight. Here's a look at the upper pillar and those little tiny caps that I painted that go on it. I'm trying to be as thorough as I can with this job. Here's a look at the other pieces from yesterday, the bigger side panel that is basically where I guess you could call it the armrest panel for the driver's side rear passenger. The 2 pieces that no one will ever see. But again, like I said, being thorough on this, these go behind the rear seat, so really no one's ever gonna see these, but at least I know they're black and they match. And then the little ashtray here, as well as the rubber piece. I do want to take some acetone because I had a little bit of overspray on this metal. I just want to clean that up a little bit and bring back that shine. And through a change in events, I actually decided I want to still do a little bit of suede in this episode, this video. So I'll show you guys what else I took out. This blue carpeted piece goes behind the rear headrests and is where the speakers are, where your trunk release button is. What I want to do is peel off all of this blue carpet and probably do either foam and suede or just suede. Also went ahead and took out these 2 pieces, the other pillar on the rear side of the car and the other side, this giant panel, the armrest and such for the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that done. And the Prelude behind this vehicle here, it's gonna be looking pretty darn good. I'll show you guys real quick how it looks for the moment because it's a sight to see. There's just nothing back here. It's quite literally just the bare metal. I'm trying not to leave you guys in the dark here and get as much on film as possible, but I just don't want to bore you guys with time lapses every 2 seconds. So I got this carpeting off and I did end up taking out those vents so that way I could spray paint them. They're just chilling over there. And I also went ahead and put the headliner foam on this guy here. So right now I'm just letting it dry for a bit, and then we can go ahead and start laying suede on it after I cut out all these edges. But that's where we're at for now. Hoping to get the rest of those pieces painted and then get the suede on this, and hopefully before the sun goes down, we can put the Prelude back together. Another update, guys, we got the headliner on. The foam is all set into place, and actually it came out really good. I got a bunch of the stuff cut out. Next up, I'm gonna go ahead and get this Suede fitted to size and make sure that we can hit this whole thing with one single piece. All right, guys, it has been a couple days now. I've let everything dry, and I've actually gone ahead and put it all back together. Well, that's locked, so we'll jump over to the driver's side, and I'll show you guys how the Suede came out, how the paint came out, how the back seat looks as of right now. Even though it's the little things, it's stuff like this that is now black and not blue that I just really enjoy. So like, when I had gotten this done, it was kind of awkward because it was still blue right here, but now everything's black. If we peek into the back, we've got the pillars in the rear all black, these panels on the sides all done. Again, those panels that were behind the seat here that you really will never see, but I know they're black now. And I'm pretty happy with how this Suede came out. Like overall, the paint came out nice, the Suede looks good, and I'm just excited that it matches the headliner and everything back here is kind of coming together. Honestly, guys, I'm getting a little tired of painting panels, so in the next video, I think I'm gonna take a break from that and actually try painting some of this fabric. We're gonna go ahead and take off the top portion of the back seat just because it's an easily removable piece. I'll show you guys how to take it off, and we can get a good test fit on the fabric and see how this paint is gonna do and hold up on it. But as of right now, guys, that is how the Prelude sits. Lots more to do, lots more to be painted. Stay tuned for more Prelude interior swap stuff, or not swap, but painting, as I know you guys are enjoying it, so I'll keep pumping out these videos for you. And as always, give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, comments down below. Don't forget to hit that sub button if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Keep elevating. Adios.